Hey guys, and welcome to Three Questions with Pastor Carney. I'm Phil Kuhn. Next to me, of course, is the man, Pastor Carney. Behind the scenes, Billy Brinkerhuff. Billy, let's get going.
We all have questions, and Pastor Carney has answers. We all want to know what he thinks. There's important information to know. What are his thoughts? How did he get here? What's his favorite golf ball? It's time for Three Questions with Pastor Carney.
I don't know too much about his personal life,
Thought you were breaking into song.
so I don't know if it's going to be positive or not, but I would say Jim Carrey. Only because Jim Carrey, I think, is hilarious, number one. I have a number two, Billy Crystal, too. But I would say Jim Carrey, only because part of his comedic act is a lot of facial, and I tend to be very facial.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. The many faces of Carney. So I would say Jim Carrey, just because of his comedic and his facial expressions. But again, in the end, if someone knows more about his personal life than I do, and so don't be offended if he is off the tracks, but I'm going with his comedic and his facial expressions. Billy Crystal would be a close second.
Humble me, tuna.
Yeah. What about you?
Okay, for me, I would say somebody that's actually pretty close to my age, probably Tim Tebow. I think I'd get along well with him. He's a sports guy. He's strong into his faith. He's got a lot of nonprofits and different things he's working on. He seems like he'd be just a cool guy to hang out with.
Yeah.
So I say Tim Tebow probably.
Right.
Yeah. If we're going further back in history, I really don't know.
Further back in history.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Let's say 50 years back.
50 years, so 1960s?
70s.
Frankie Valli.
Frankie Valli.
Yeah, he's a singer, Frankie Valli.
Yep.
That's mine.
That's right.
What about you?
Dick Van Dyke.
You said that before, didn't you? Yeah, okay.
It's all right.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Wow.
what a night.
This might sound weird, but my son would love this answer because my son Scooter is all about this. I would have loved to have been in the room when they had the debate just before they finally signed the Declaration of Independence. Yeah, and my son is all about Philadelphia, about history, about Philadelphia history and all that stuff. So, Scooter, if you're watching, that one's for you, but definitely the moment or during the debate before they signed the Declaration of Independence.
I would say that I think it'd be really, really cool to go back to one of the first baseball games. I think
I'm right so far.
maybe seeing Babe Ruth hit a home run or
Oh,
something.
I was so close.
I think that would be cool. That old school baseball vibe. Man, that would be really cool.
I was close.
What were you gonna
In my
say?
mind,
Yeah.
I thought baseball,
Yeah.
but I thought watching Jackie Robinson play.
Oh my gosh, yes, that's another one.
That's where I was going.
Would love to, see him play. Now, I was old enough to be able to see Michael Jordan play, but I never saw him play live. I saw him only on TV. But I think to watch him, I think back on a few different series when he did his whole against the Cavaliers in the playoffs, and he did his whole jump, spread the legs thing in the air. When he did his crossover on the Utah Jazz, being able to be in an environment like that, to see Michael Jordan, that probably would have been pretty cool too. So
It was not.
you were there? Wasn't that impressive?
Being a Cavs fan,
Oh, that's right. That's right. He's a Cavs fan.
So you know the game I'm talking about. Yeah.
A bit of going for you.
Oh, for me, I think it'd be watching Martin Luther post the 95 Theses
Oh,
and just seeing the
yeah!
absolute chaos go down, but then
Yeah.
God backing him, protecting him and his followers. And, I think that would be really cool to go back and just get in the mind of Martin Luther. Not that he's anybody to praise or to worship, but just because he's somebody who got it and who separated that Catholic Church from the Christian Church, Protestant Church, and I think to be able to hear him talk about it, and then to be able to see him be bold enough and brave enough.
That's a great moment.
Yep. Or when he said, "I cannot and I will not recant."
Whew. Now, if I was to go a biblical answer, mine would be when Jesus is talking to the woman at the well. Just to hear the conversation.
Yeah.
And knowing that Jesus, you really shouldn't be talking to her, but he was, and what they're talking about, and to see her reaction when he says, "Go get your husband," and she goes, I would that'd be my biblical one.
Yeah.
I'm pastor. I can't separate that
Mm-hmm.
ever. But different in that I don't want to say more relaxed. It's different. I'm in the shepherd role on Sunday morning. I'm in the pastor / shepherd role. And then like a picnic mode, it's more like a pastor / brother mode. If you kind of see where I'm going. It's kind of confusing, but so I can't separate who I am. I'm pastor. That's it. I mean, that's who I am. Knowing that there's always eyes looking at you.
Yeah.
And not that I'm not going to let my hair down, but you have to remember you are the pastor.
Yeah.
Type of thing, which is sometimes difficult. But as you get longer in the ministry, it becomes easier, I think. Because then you become more and more who you are. Or at least I did. I became more and more pastor.
Yeah.
And so I knew my surroundings, whether I was in Meijer or Walmart or from walking down the street, like going on now. I mean, I love driving down my street and stopping in front of your house and hearing, "Pastor!" from Chloe. I mean,
every time.
And I'm still pastor. So you can't separate it, and I really don't want to.
Yeah.
Because I look for those moments when I hear Chloe yelling my name driving down the street. A long answer, but it's kind of confusing.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Billy, repeat the question again so that I can.
Because I took
In a
too
large
long.
group
No, it's
gathering, do you find yourself being someone different than you are, say, on Sunday morning?
I wouldn't say that I'm somebody different, but I would say that you'll see a different personality come out in me.
Yeah, good way to say it.
So I think that, at church, there's a certain reverence and is that a good word for it? Just a respect that where you're going to see me probably a little bit more subdued.
Yeah.
Probably not more respectful necessarily to the people. I'm always trying to be respectful to people, but just knowing the setting and the place of, I'm not going to be going, "Hey guys," like you might see me say, "Hey guys," at the, and you'll go, "Oh, Phil's out of his shell." But for me, I'm an outgoing person. So especially depends what you put me in. If you put me in an environment like water or a slip and slide or a pool or something where it's fun, something I enjoy, you're going to see the joy come out of me. If you put me in a situation where I'm uncomfortable or I'm going and watching an opera or something, I'm going to be like, So I think it really depends on my comfort level of what we're doing and also who's there. Because if it's something where I know the people who are there, it brings out that
Extrovert.
Yes, it brings out the extrovert in me to be around people that I know and that I'm comfortable with. If I'm around people that I don't know and it's a lot of people, I'm probably going to be the same person you see on Sunday morning where I'm going to talk to people, but I'm not probably going to be as like funny and goofy and going out of my way to just have fun. So
As a president,
letting my hair down.
as the president of the congregation, I'm going to ask you a question. Might be difficult to answer, might be easy to answer. As the president of the congregation, is there a Phil the president as opposed to Phil the realtor?
I think it's a
Or is it
similar
a crossover?
I think it's a similar mindset, which
Okay.
would be a professionalism and a respect and a care for the people that I'm working with or the people of the congregation or my clients. But as far as like, I'm not going to change my ethics, my character, my morals. But yeah, my personality might be a little bit different. So when I work with a family member who knows fun, goofy Phil, and then I'm in real estate mode, it's probably going to seem a little different to them because I'm making sure that I'm taking their situation seriously. That's their finances. Same thing with a church member. If a church member comes to me with an issue or a problem, I'm not going to be sitting there laughing or going, I'm going to make sure they understand that I'm respecting what they're saying because I'm taking it seriously. So it really depends on the circumstances. But true Phil is a goofball, fun, but also has a heart for people and knows when to be able to go back to that level of respect. So it's been 3 questions with Pastor Carney. See you next time.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one to edit.
Thanks again for joining us. If you have any questions about Redeemer, have a topic or interview suggestion, or need to know anything about the church, you can contact the church office at churchoffice@redeemerwarsaw.org,
Pastor Carney at pastor_Carney@redeemerwarsaw.org,
Phil at phil.prevail@gmail.com, or Billy at rlc_it@redeemerwarsaw.org. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And please join us again next week. And until then, may the Lord be with your spirit, and grace be with you.
I am.
Keep thinking.
Oh, my phone is off.
Yeah, I was gonna
You got a
say.
phone? You got a
No.
phone on?
Your phone on?
No.
Yeah, good.
I've got mine.
Is it on?
No, I've got my guy of who I'd want to hang out with if it was 50 years ago. Dick Van Dyke.
Oh, that's a good one. How come my phone's not going
I think
on?
he would have been a hoot. Would have gotten along, had a good time. Lots of good stories. Yeah. Plus, he knows Mary Poppins.
My phone's not going on. That's not a good thing. There it is. It's not
Well, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Jersey Boys.
Cue the Jeopardy music.
Did you watch the last 3 questions?
First season, sing it. Frankie Valli.
Frankie Valli, thank you.
You're welcome.
There we go.
Uncue Jeopardy music. We're back.
All right.
And your answer 50 years ago, who you'd
There
hang
we
out
go.
with is
All right, I know, 50 years ago, this is the one. Frankie Valli.
easy.
Frankie.
On the harder side of easy.
Alrighty
They
then.
have no idea why we're laughing for. there's a reason why we're laughing when I say easy. But Frankie Valli.
Well, alrighty then.
Those are all Jim Carrey lines.
That's what I like about you. You got a personality.